Welcome back to Gearwire.com. I am Owen O'Malley, and we are checking out this guy. That is the Whirlwind Rochester Series Gold Box, a distortion pedal. Now, a little bit of backstory. The current CEO and president of Whirlwind, Michael Liacona, and I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, Michael, he was actually one of the original founders of MXR and designed their pedals. So the Whirlwind Rochester Series pedals are sort of like reissues of the original MXR circuit designs with a couple of differences. These guys are true bypass. The originals were not. They have an LED. The originals did not. This guy does, but he's a newer one. And they can be powered by a 9-volt wall wart, like this guy, but the original pedals could not. So the Whirlwind Rochester Series are all made in the United States in Rochester, New York, and they're all hand-built there. And they're not very expensive pedals. They're only a little bit higher price than their MXR counterpoints. The MXR retails for about $75, whereas the Whirlwind Gold Box goes for right around $100. So pretty comparably priced, and here you get a made in the USA pedal. Enough blabbing, let's take a listen. Let's listen to the MXR Distortion Plus first. Here's our clean tone. Playing a Strat with the neck pickup selected. And here's a sort of relatively low distortion tone. You can see I've got my setting right at about 9 o'clock there. Let's listen to the Gold Box. So that's the difference between those two. Sort of different flavors of distortion. You can sort of hear how they're voiced a little bit differently. The MXR is almost a scooped mid compared to the slightly honkier Gold Box. Let's up the distortion here. Let's bring it right up to about noon on both these pedals. Now the output on the Whirlwind pedal is a little higher, so you've noticed I've got the output tuned down a little bit. Again, we're still in the neck pickup on this Strat. Here's the MXR. And here's the Whirlwind. Now here I start to really prefer the Whirlwind to the MXR. It just feels a little bit more, it's got a bit more body to it, a bit more girth, sort of more of that fundamental tone, whereas this has a little bit of a sort of upper register hissiness going on. That's not necessarily my favorite. All right, let's switch over to the bridge humbucker on this guitar. And let's hear what the MXR sounds like now. And now the Whirlwind. Well, sort of torn between the two sounds there. Let's crank it up to a higher distortion level and hear what that sounds like. Now you can hear it. They're both pretty respectable distortions. There's just a little bit more bite, a little bit more grit, a little bit more definition with the Whirlwind pedal, especially on this higher setting. Now on this distortion setting, let's flip back over to the single coil neck pickup. So really, especially at this higher distortion setting, you can kind of hear the superiority of the tone and build of the Whirlwind pedal. Again, it is a more expensive pedal, but not by much, only about by 25 bucks. And I think it sounds markedly different, especially on those higher settings. So we're going to check out the orange box next, which is sort of a reissue of the original Phase 90. So stay tuned to Gearwire.com, and thanks for checking us out. Bye.